Hi everyone. So today we're going to use this wonderful prop called the yoga block. Or if you happen to have a squishy ball, they're about the same size. That's pliable, inflatable, deflatable. You can use it. Most people will have a block and not the squishy ball. So I will go ahead and use the block, but either one will work. So both of these are wonderful props for really connecting into your core. Right, so we'll start on our back on the mat. Go ahead and bring yourself onto your mat. Bring your block or your ball. I'm just going to say block for the most part, but either one. You want to place it between your legs lengthwise and just find what works for you, what's comfortable for you. Bring your feet pretty close to your hips, right about there. And just relax here. So you can have your hands on your belly or on your hip bones if you like, or you can have them on the mat. So we're going to start with breathing, imagining that you're a big balloon, right? So as you take a nice deep inhale through the nose, you feel your balloon expanding, your whole body expanding. And then as you exhale, your balloon is deflating. Your whole body is releasing that air out the mouth with your lips pursed. So you're controlling the out breath, and then you're also squeezing the block at the same time so that when you're done squeezing the block, all your air is also done releasing. So you want to integrate the movement and then relax and inhale. Nice deep breath, and you want to integrate the breathing with the squeezing, right? So we connect with our core here. So as you exhale, you're slowly squeezing the block. Releasing all the air. Good. And then one more. Nice deep breath. And also, you can think of squeezing from the inside. So trying to bring those hip bones towards each other as you exhale. And you're initiating your squeeze from the inside, right, from the hip bones. Good. And then with our arms on the mat, you can just relax your arms here. Taking a deep breath. And next time we exhale, we start to squeeze, and then we're going to peel off the mat. So go ahead and peel the spine all the way up to the top of your bridge. And at the top of your bridge, you may need to adjust your feet a little bit. And we're going to stay here and do the same thing, right? So inhaling, filling your body with air, and then as you exhale, you're squeezing your block, thinking of bringing your hip bones towards each other to squeeze your block. Expelling all the air, and then relaxing and inhale, and exhale. Keep the hips pressing up as you squeeze. Right? Try to relax your shoulders and your neck and just keep it really in this core and lower body area. And then one more. Good. And then releasing on your next inhale, we're just going to articulate our spine down, just one bone at a time. Hips come down last. Good. Relax your hips and bring your arms to the ceiling. So we're going to bring the arms into it here. So shoulders are relaxed, palms are facing. You're going to take an inhale here. As you exhale, you're going to pull the rib cage and the shoulder blades down as you squeeze your block and reach your arms just a little bit back. So you think of reaching your arms away from your rib cage, pulling the rib cage down and into the mat. And then inhale as you release and bring your arms back up. Good. Exhale as you squeeze, draw the rib cage down, draw the shoulders down, and reach back. Make sure you don't take your arms very far back, right? It's just maybe 45-degree angle, right? Good. And then one more. Squeezing as you reach, pulling those ribs away from your arms and your fingers. Good. Feeling that connection, good, and releasing back to the top. Let your arms come down to the floor and just feeling that connection from our core through our arms and legs. We're going to slide our arms over our head and reach our fingertips away from us just for a little stretch here. Just kind of feeling your back arch and just stretch your arms and then bend your elbows and clasp your hands behind your head. So now we're going to add this to the mix, right? So you're going to lengthen and lift your elbows, taking a nice deep inhale. As you exhale, press your rib cage into the mat and squeeze your block as you press up, right? Inhale to release and lie back down. Good. And again, on your exhale, right, you're squeezing and pressing your head and shoulders up, relaxing your head in your hands. Good. Inhaling back down. Nice and deep. And then this time we're going to exhale up. So you're going to press up, and as you come up, you're going to rotate and look to the left. So kind of keeping those elbows wide, looking back and up over your left elbow, and then coming back to center and releasing down on your inhale. Exhaling up as you squeeze and rotate to the right, looking over your right elbow. Looking back and up. Good. And then inhaling as you come center and lie down. Exhaling up again, pressing yourself up and rotating to the left. Squeeze the block. Good. Back to center. Inhaling down, releasing the block. Exhale up one more time. And rotate to the right. Good. Looking up and back. Good. And then coming back to center and relaxing back down onto the mat. We're going to keep our hands here and keep our block here and just take your legs slowly over to one side. So you feel a little stretch across your whole side body. And then lift up. And we're just going to take one sway each direction. So taking your legs over to the other side, keeping your shoulders on the mat. And lifting the legs up. And so we're going to take our block out for a moment and hold it and bring your legs one at a time up to chair position and bring your block here. So it's right under your knees and you're pressing your hands into the block. So inhale. As you exhale, curl your tailbone up toward the ceiling and press your block into your legs. And then relax on your inhale. So it's more of an isometric thing. Exhale as you curl the tailbone, press into your block, and relax on your inhale. One more. Exhale, curl the tailbone up, press. Good. And relax back down. Now we're going to put our block back between our knees with our legs up in our tabletop or chair position. And then take your arms out from your shoulders and you're going to slowly roll over to the right, reaching your left shoulder into the ground, right? And then maybe a 45-degree angle or so, using your exhale as you squeeze your block gently and lift back to the top. Good. And then take it to the other side and reaching your right shoulder into the ground on the inhale and using your squeeze and your exhale to bring that block or ball back to the top. Good. Keep going. Inhaling to the side. Good. And reaching your shoulder into the ground as you squeeze and bring it back up. And just a gentle squeeze on the block. Good. Inhale to the side. And exhale, drawing back to the top. You have the option of straightening your legs. You don't have to, or you can straighten them part way. They don't have to be totally straight. And inhale to the side. Good. Again, reaching that shoulder into the ground. Exhale as you gently squeeze and bring it back up. Inhale to the other side. So you're rolling off the hip, but your shoulders are reaching into the ground. Exhaling back up. So the legs are whatever position they're in. We're going to add a little circle. So you're going to inhale to the side and take it down as you gently squeeze, and exhale around to the other side and back to the top. Now reverse your circle. Inhale to the side, and as you exhale, you're going to gently squeeze, circling the legs down, around, and back to the top. A little corkscrew here, right? Take it to the side, little squeeze, swing it around to the other side, and back to the top. Good, let's do one more, or make sure you're even on both sides. You've done the same number of times in each direction, right? Good. And then bring it back to the top. If your legs are straight, go ahead and bend your knees and relax them for a moment. And then we're going to bend our elbows, clasp our hands behind our head. Inhale, lengthen, lifting the elbows. Exhale to press up. And always when you exhale, think of squeezing your block, right? It doesn't have to be a hard squeeze. Inhale down. Just a gentle squeeze to get those muscles engaged. Really engaging your core by squeezing, right? Inhale back down. Good. This time one more. We're going to stay up. Exhale, press up. Now inhale as you bring your block away from you. Don't go too far, right? Whatever feels comfortable, exhaling it back to the top. Now we're holding our head and shoulders still as we move the block away. Really press your back into the mat so you're careful not to let your low back arch. Right? Maybe neutral position. That's as much as you want to go. And then exhale back up. Now we're going to put it together. So you're going to inhale as you bring the block away, lower your head down. And then as you exhale, you squeeze and bring everything back to the top. Good. So it's not a huge movement, right? Inhale away and exhale back. This is very intense core work, so you don't want to make your movement too big, right? Your legs don't go very far away from you. Squeeze and bring it back to the top. Good. One more, just for good measure. Inhale away, exhale. And then go ahead and relax. Let your head go. Bring your block out from the legs. Put your feet on the ground. We're going to press our hips up and do a little stretch here to take a break. So bring your block right under, or your ball right under your sacrum. Now pull your rib cage down toward the mat a bit and slowly straighten your left leg. Right? And it may not be all the way on the ground if you're pulling your rib cage down. That's okay. We just want to lengthen our psoas and then pick up your right knee and just hold on to it. Right? So we kind of want to just lengthen and stretch and let that psoas release here. So pulling the ribs down will help that happen. Yeah. And just breathe. And then we'll put our right foot on the mat, bend the left leg. Good. And now pulling your rib cage down, slowly straightening your right leg, picking up your left leg. And just let that stretch happen and that release of your psoas, your hip flexors. And just breathe. This is a nice thing to do just whenever you feel like it. You know, you feel like we're doing something relaxing. And you can also do this with a bolster instead of a block because it'll be more comfortable for you. Good. And then go ahead and put that foot on the mat. Bend both knees. Pick up your hips. Just press them up as high as you're able to. Pull the block out from under you. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, melt your ribs, holding the hips up till the end, one bone at a time. Now bring your block here. so that you're holding it this way, the long ways, and you're pressing your hands into the block. All right, so now we're going to use our arms and feel the engagement with our core through our arms more. So take an inhale. As you exhale, press into your block as you pull your rib cage down and take your arms back toward, like the same way we did earlier, right? About a 45-degree angle. Good, arms are straight. And then inhale as you bring it back to the top. Press into the block as you exhale, drawing your rib cage down, drawing your shoulder blades down. Good. And then inhale back to the top. Now stay here, straighten your legs, and then we're going to do the same thing, taking your block back as you pull the rib cage down, right? And then inhale as you lift and lift your head and shoulders, pressing into your block to help you roll up. Right, so now we're going to use our arms to help us roll up. Good. And then at the top of our roll up, we'll just do a little stretch by rounding over the legs, reaching for our toes. Good. And then we'll lift our spine tall. Every time you exhale, curl your tailbone under, draw your shoulders down as you round back. Now maybe you only want to go halfway back to start with. Inhale. As you exhale, every time we exhale, we're going to press into our block, right? And then when we come up, we'll round and reach to the toes. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drawing your shoulders down as you round back. Now, you don't have to go all the way back. I am going to do that, but everybody will be at a different place, I realize. So inhaling as you lift, exhaling, press into the block. It really helps you come up. And then you're going to round and reach. And again, lift. Nice deep breath, rounding back. As we bring our block behind our head, we draw our shoulders and our rib cage down. Inhale, exhale, press, and roll up. Now we're going to do one time around the world. So what you'll do is take your block over to one side of your leg, just a little tilt, not very far. And then as you exhale, you'll round down that side of your spine. Right? So the block is just on the edge of your leg, and then you'll take the block overhead, switch it so your other hand's on the top. Inhale, and then press into that block as you exhale up. Back to center, and reach. Lift up. Now we'll go the other way. So rotate, inhaling, exhaling, round back. Don't pull yourself off center. You just want to feel and then take it overhead like you're going down that side of the spine. Inhale and up the other side of the spine. So it's just a little bit of a tilt. Good. And when you come up, we're going to stretch over and then lift up. I'm going to move my body so I end up on my mat. We're going to roll all the way back onto our back, holding onto our block. So you're going to exhale as you gently squeeze and roll onto your back. This time we'll take our arms over our head and we'll bring our legs as close together as we can, and we're going to do a body roll. So you're going to do a body roll onto one side. The side facing me would be probably best, right? And then if you can, keep holding your block here. Keep your legs tight together. Flex your feet. Inhale. As you exhale, you're just going to float your legs and your arms off the mat, right? So it's not very high, just into that crescent. And then you're going to point your toes as you inhale, and then exhale, float back down. Again, flexing the feet on your inhale, and exhale, float up, legs together. Look down to help your neck. Point your toes as you inhale, and then exhale back down. Good. One more. Flex. Inhale. Exhale. Float up. Point. Inhaling. And then exhaling. Float back down. I'll take your block with that top hand and put it in front of you here. And you're just going to lie on your arm and just press your hand into the block. So we're going to flex our feet and we're going to lift them both the legs up and just float them a little bit and continue that top leg up, toes pointed forward and back down. And inhale, lengthen through that heel and back down. Good. And one more. Lengthen up and lengthen down. Good. Relax your legs for a moment. And then take that top leg a little bit off your bottom leg, foot flexed. You're going to kick forward and point back. You might need to bend your bottom leg. You probably will need to bend it a little bit. So as we kick forward, we'll be pressing into our block to stabilize ourselves so our torso holds steady. And then as we reach back, we'll be releasing, right? So inhale, kick. And this time you're going to stretch back and stay there, bend your knee, and then pull the knee forward, reach to your heel, and sweep it back. So we're bicycling. Nice and big, pull the knee in, reach to your heel, and circle back. Good. And we're breathing nice and deep. And getting that big circle with our hip is going to be really lubricating. We're lubricating our hip joint, right? And the next time you point back, go ahead and reverse. So you're going to kick forward, flexing, bring the knee in, heel to butt, and stretch back. And flex forward, knee in, heel to butt, and reach back. Good. Nice and big. Mobilizing that hip. Last time. And you're going to stretch it back and stay there and reach your top arm away from your leg. So you're just going to do a little stretch and then take your arm over your head, follow it back as you bring your leg forward. Right? And then again, we're going to switch. So we're pivoting on our hip and we're reaching away, arm and leg away from each other for that nice stretch. And then taking it over your head and back. Leg forward. Okay. And then go ahead and bring yourself back to your start position. You can bend your knees so that it's easier to press yourself up to sitting. And then with your legs just bent here, go ahead and take a little side stretch with this arm by your ear and reach. Good. And come up and then cross your top leg over your bottom leg for a quick hip stretch. Just a quick one. So you want to pull the knee in, lift the spine, reach your hip into the ground, and this bottom leg can be straight if that's more comfortable for you. Right? You might want to roll your shoulders or just let them relax here as you stretch your hip. And then we'll take our block. Come onto the other side. So we want to start by sitting here, rolling back. Inhale, exhale as you roll slowly back. Shoulders down. Good. And take that block overhead. Inhale, exhale, roll onto your other side. Try to keep your legs together. And then inhale here as you exhale. Feet are flexed and you're going to float those legs. Float your arms up a little bit. Inhale at the top, pointing the toes, exhaling back down. Good. Inhale, exhale, flex up. Stop as you inhale to point the toes and exhale back down. Good. One more, flexing, inhale, float up. Point as you inhale and exhale, float back down. And then take your block in front of you, hand on the block, flex the feet, lengthen those legs, and kind of float them up. Top leg's going to continue, toes pointing forward, hips are stacked, and back down. So we want to sort of take this opportunity to lengthen our leg, right? Lengthen it slowly up and down. It's always good to think of lengthening so that you're really, it's an anti-gravity move, right? And then your bones won't be so compacted. And then relax your legs for a moment. And then we're going to float that top leg up just a little bit and kick forward and stretch back. Again, you might need to bend your bottom leg a little bit. Inhaling forward, exhale as you reach back. Kick, pressing into the block as you kick forward, releasing as you stretch back. Now, I never count, so we might not be the same exact number, but I try to make it as even as possible. So you're going to reach back on this one, bend your knee, pull that knee forward, reach to your heel, and circle back. You get to see my dirty foot. Inhale. Exhale, reach back. Good. So we're holding our torso nice and still, moving our leg as big as we can, right? Mobilizing that hip. And then next time we reach back, we reverse our bicycle. Flex forward on your inhale and bend. And just breathe. Exhale. Good. Make sure you're breathing nice and deep. Right. Exhale. Forward. Good. Stretch back. One more. Flex forward. And we're going to stretch back and stay there. Reach your arm away from your leg and stretch. And arm goes over the head, leg goes forward and stretch. And switch again. And reach. I like to do it a couple of times so you really get a nice stretch that way. Right? And then reach. And then coming back to your start position, go ahead and let your knees bend and press yourself on up with your legs bent just next to each other like that. If that works for you, take a side stretch, arm by the ear. Good. And then come up, and the top leg that we just worked is going to cross over, hip plants into that mat. And again, you can have your bottom leg straight if that's better for you. Pull your knee in, lift your spine, and breathe. Little hip stretch here. And I don't want to make this video too long, so the last thing we're going to do is come onto our belly with our block. So you want to place the block right basically at the top of your head, right above your crown, and place your hands on top of it. I overlap my fingers when I do that, so just kind of let your right hand overlap on top of your left hand here and look down. So on the inhale, we lift our elbows. On the exhale, we're simply going to press ourselves up. Right? So it's a push-up, right? And then lower back down, relax your elbows. And then inhale, lift the elbows. Exhale, press up as high as you can. And then lower back down, relaxing your elbows. Good. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press. And lower back down. And then switch your hands so the other hand is crossed over. Inhale, lift the elbows. Exhale to press up. And feel that nice little stretch in your belly and lower down. Inhale, lift the elbows. Exhale, press and lower back down. I think we need one more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press up. Good. And lower back down and take your block in your hands. So you want to press your hands into the ends of your block again. Over your head like this, you're looking down, legs together, pretty close here, and you're going to lift everything up. So you're going to take a nice deep inhale, lift everything up however high it goes, and then lower back down. Good. So gently pressing into the block, lifting up, exhale down. So we're going to add to that. So inhale as you lift up, and then take your block in your right hand, both arms behind your back, You're going to switch that block to your left hand, bring it back over your head, and lower down. Good. Inhale, lift. Block goes into the left hand as you take your arms behind you and switch, sort of lifting a little higher as you do that. Back overhead and lower down. Good. Now, inhale, lift up. See if you can stay up, if this is possible, to stay up for the whole cycle, right, as you bring your block overhead if you can. But otherwise, go ahead and lower down. And again, switching the block behind your back and then bringing it back over your head. At this point, you can go ahead and lower down and relax. And then you can release your block, bring your hands underneath your shoulders, and press yourself up onto your knees. Knees under us. If you can't be on your knees to stretch, you have to come onto your back and do a stretch on your back, right? So we're just going to stretch our back here, reaching your arms forward. And then maybe you'd like to widen your knees, whatever feels good for you at this point. But stretch the arms forward, get that stretch underneath your arms, right? And in our child's pose, stretch and breathe here. Good. All right, and then go ahead and just bring yourself on up. All right, everyone, thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you felt that core connection using your block or your ball. And I will see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.